Marvel Comics presents number 79. We are now on chapter 7 of the Weapon X story. And remember how in each of the reviews leading up to this one I've talked about a slow burn? Well, true believers, this one begins to pay off. So let's first start with giving credit where credit is due. As I said, this is chapter 7. The professor has fine-tuned his control over Experiment X. Or has he? Story and art, Barry Windsor-Smith. Letterer, Jim Novak and Barry Windsor-Smith. And of course, Wolverine was created by Len Wein, and the X-Men were created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And then I know I haven't done this the last couple of books, but the backstories in here is Sergeant Fury and Dracula, Sunspot and Doctor Strange. And both of these actually look like really cool reads. But we're not here to talk about Doctor Strange and Sunspot. We are here to talk about Weapon X. And what I like is right off the bat, we get that iconic, Wolverine in his full-on Weapon X gear. And at this point, the experimenters have him out in the snow hunting. And what's kind of neat is right here you see him extract his claws, and Hines, because we know she's the one in pink, and then Cornelius is the one in yellow. She says claw extrusion, right hand, some blood evident. Cornelius, we need some kind of terminals there, something to keep the flesh apart. Make a note, Hines. And so I think that's kind of Windsor-Smith's way of explaining how Wolverine has those little adamantium, those little metal housings above his gloves. I think that's what they were trying to refer to here in the dialogue, which is really cool. And so Wolverine is, what did they say? He's downwind, so he's got the scent of his attacker. They're beginning to approach. And you see the look on Logan's face says heart rate up. Adrenal rise with carpal flux. Left claw extrusion. And when they switch over, boom! Got Wolverine versus a big old grizzly bear. And so they start to time it. And just even before they can even finish counting it down, you see Logan swing his adamantium claws. Does another hack and slash. And, Hines is trying to count it off, and then she goes, whoa! Because there goes Mr. Bear's head up into the snow. So I just love that right there. You just go boom, boom, boom. That's how a book should open, grip you in. Especially since you're already invested, because we've already had all this buildup and tension. And here's part of what's paid off is, Wolverine has become this perfect killer. Sadly, he is not in control. And that's another thing. See how, get on a little tangent. See how I said Logan's not in control? Well, let's put a pin in that. Just keep it in the back of your mind, folks. And then I just love Logan bathed in the shadows here. And, Cornelius saying, yeah, that was some pretty hot stuff. And he's like, I don't know, the helmet, it's cumbersome. It cuts his vision. But nonetheless, I just love how Logan just sitting there standing over his kill. And anyway, the professor says, we do have the weapon in control, Doctor. That is what was planned. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that was a little more psychosis. No more psycho this and that. I want action now. Action? Chopping a grizzly into bloody pieces? That's not enough action for you? And so Cornelius, or the professor, see how I keep wanting to say Cornelius? They just interchange too much in my mind. The professor says Logan is ready. And then Cornelius is saying, but it isn't all cut and thrust, Professor. A bit more time to eliminate some of the kinks in the system. No, Logan is ready. For what? The great test, Doctor. What is the most dangerous game of all? And I like how there's this beat where Cornelius is thinking. And he goes, Bingo, Tiger. with a stick up its... Man, of course, man. Man! Yeah, well, we don't have any in stock right now, sir. Then we'll have to get some in, won't we? You're not serious, of course. On the contrary, I'm deadly serious. So you kind of see where the professor is going with this, where he feels he has this, he's won. His puppet is now completely his. And so Cornelius begins to have a, sort of an existential crisis in a sense, because he goes, he's talking to Hines, and he goes, I don't like the sound of this right now. First, I'm told we're creating some kind of super soldier from Experiment X. Then it turns out some sort of mutant animal thing. And then he says, but the professor takes me around, pulls me into his game. Got sucked in good there. I got virtually blackmailed into this whole affair, No, you don't know. But it's like, what's this thing going to do? Is the weapon going to protect us from the commies or something? Like some kind of assassin? And so Hines tells this other guy to take a break, and he's like, I'm good. Take a break. Okay. And so Cornelius says, I'm not too large on soul searching and the like, but I've got some responsibility to stuff. I ain't got murder inside me, Hines. Not like the professor. And when I love this juxtaposition of Cornelius, and he doesn't have murder inside of him, and it's like the total antithesis of what Logan is. And she goes, if you need me, doctor, I will support you. And so the whole time you're seeing this, just Logan retracts, or pops his claws, guts this dude, and again you get that really just violent colors. I know I said violent, and people are like, don't you mean vibrant? No, I mean violent, because you get this blood red on Logan juxtaposed to that purple. Just really pops it when he goes shunk, and just really helps with the paneling. And so Cornelius at first thinks it's the professor that released him, because he starts to kind of have suspicions about what happened to the tech. Now, remember when I said let's put a pin in it for the moment, and I was talking about the professor saying we are in control. Logan is under my control. Well, the professor's telling Cornelius, he's like, I wasn't the one that released Logan. He goes, this is not my doing, Cornelius. I am not in control. And so I just love that the whole time, the whole beginning of this book, he has this arrogance, like we are in control. We don't need any more psycho this or that. He is mine. And then, the last couple of issues, he dumps hot coffee on him and trying to scream into that headset saying, you are no one. You are a beast under my control. Well, buddy, you are not so much in control anymore. Or is he? I guess we'll have to continue this series to see what happens next. But I love that at least from this issue, the tension finally starts to, I guess it kind of starts to begin to crescendo a little bit, where we're starting to finally see all this violence happen after this whole Weapon X project thinks that they're in control and that they've done their job and they've broken this man down. But they don't know Logan like the readers do. So with that said, guys, I can't wait to sit down and read issue 80 with you. That will be tomorrow. And today's Wednesday, right? Oh, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So happy early Thanksgiving to you guys. So I'll make sure to have a fancy Weapon X review that you guys can pass around the dinner table while you guys are all eating with your family. So anyway, with that said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this comic book, this review, or both. If you have, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the club page out a lot. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little Weapon X bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. And we'd love to have a dialogue with y'all about your thoughts on this book, either in the comments or on our social media pages. I'll leave the links in the description below. So with all that said, I hope y'all continue to have a great new comic book day. If you like this series, please support your local comic shop and pick up this series while you're getting your normal pull list today. So, thank y'all so much for stopping by, and I'll check y'all on the next review.